Hi, I'm Noah Barraza, the commercial real estate broker for today's leading entrepreneurs. Okay, just because we're all locked up at home and can't go anywhere does not mean we can't still have some fun and interview today's leading entrepreneurs. So I'm bringing you the MarTINY shot. Yes, that is the mini version of the MarTINY shot, but with the same goal. Let's interview today's leading entrepreneur while they're in quarantine and figure out what's still making them tick. This is the MarTINY shot. Welcome to another MarTINY shot here with Noah Barraza. Today I bring you a dear friend of mine, the co-founder of Find Your Influence, Jamie Reardon. Jamie, cheers.
Hello, cheers.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start off. What are you drinking? Let's start with that.
You know what, I'm doing Prosecco today.
I love it. Anything special?
No, nothing too special. What are you drinking over there?
Oh, that's funny you're gonna ask me because I just ran out of grapefruit juice, so I had to put OJ instead of it. It's like this mezcal lime, and it's usually grapefruit juice, but today it's orange juice because I'm out of grapefruit juice. But yeah, so usually we're in person at someone's favorite restaurant or bar doing this. So if we were in person, where would we be and why?
Ooh, a favorite. You know what? Let's pick Buck and Ryder. Great oysters. Wonderful cocktails, fun environment.
And they've been doing some killer, I love Buck and Ryder, I live down the street. They've been doing some great to-go stuff for COVID.
Yes,
Awesome
yes,
stuff.
sir. Yep,
So
absolutely.
to start us off, do you have a famous toast or anything special you like to cheers?
Great question. You know what, I think in terms of timing right now, one of my favorites would be always remember to forget the troubles that passed away, but never forget to remember the blessings that come each day.
Oh, that's
It centers us right now in the midst of all this uncertainty that's going on with COVID.
I love that. That's perfect. That was perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
So real quick, why don't you just tell everyone, those who don't know you, who you are and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of Find Your Influence. We're a tech company in the influencer marketing space. So essentially we're an end-to-end solution for brands, both the Fortune 500 companies to the high growth startups, to connect with social media influencers. And when we talk about influencers today, there's an influencer for every category. So whether it's tech, fashion, beauty, B2B, healthcare, you name it, we have influencers in our platform that are excited and ready to work with brands that they obviously feel aligned with from an authenticity standpoint. And then with that, the platform and software allows the advertisers, so these brands, advertising agencies, companies, to track the success of the campaign working with the influencers. So you can think of the search engine as like LinkedIn profiles with audience demographics per influencer. And then from there, when you're working with the influencers or our brands are, you can track the success of the campaign, you can store all the content of the campaign. It's all housed in the platform. You're messaging with the influencers back and forth within the platform as well. So it makes it really easy for companies to work with influencers, and it's that additional advertising channel outside of our common paid social, display ads, television, radio, and print.
That's all. Who's the top influencer you have on your database?
Oh gosh, I mean, we have,
Like,
the
sky's the
celebrities.
limit. Can you get anyone?
Yes, exactly. So we have the celebrities with, 18 million followers. We have athletes, but we really emphasize more the micro influencers, because of their high engagement rates. And obviously they're really fun to work with and they create beautiful content.
I love that.
And you would be one of those guys.
I'm working on it. We're working. You know what's so funny? And I posted this today on Instagram. I have one of like the Kim Kardashian lights going on behind me. You know those big circle selfie thingies?
Yes.
It's like blinding me right here. So I got to borrow it for one day. So I wanted to test it out. So talk to me right now. So obviously COVID-19 is going on. The whole point of this is to bring, successful entrepreneurs from their home, sharing how they are and how human they are.
Sure.
So why don't you talk about your company? Obviously, is working from home. You have an amazing culture. What are you doing to keep that culture alive? And kind of how are you working from home? Like, what's your setup like, and what's your daily routine?
Sure, absolutely. Great question. So we've been fortunate to have a combination of the in-office days and work from home days, and have found that that's been really successful for FYI over the course of the last 7 years. So more of the transition to working 100% from home, obviously, is still tough not being able to interact in person with the team. But what we found really helpful is creating, virtual events like happy hour, like we're doing right now, yoga classes, the virtual lunches.
Wait, you have to stop. You're doing virtual yoga?
We're doing virtual yoga. Yep. You are welcome to join one of the.
I swear on my life I will do it. When is it? That's so cool.
It's on Thursday nights, and one of our rockstar influencer managers teaches the class.
Oh, that would be so cool. That's so awesome.
So you are going to have to
join. Yeah, I'm so glad. That's one of the most unique things I've heard since doing these interviews.
Yeah, it's a fun one. So those would be the pieces in terms of the outside the office connection, meaning after 5 or during lunch hour, and then obviously Microsoft Teams, Zoom, that's now a part of our daily life all day long, which wasn't necessarily the case for all of us prior. And then on more of the work from home front, in terms of home essentials, as it applies to myself, I'd say my go-to right now is my computer, my Mac computer charger, because with these Zoom calls and these Microsoft Teams calls, I just feel like my computer it's constantly low on battery life. But again, the beauty of being able to have that FaceTime with the team while everyone's in quarantine. And then I'd say the other two that are really big for me right now are, I'm a huge green tea fan, which I'll be super surprised if you don't tell me you're the same way. And so it's like the loose leaf green tea, and that's pretty much my go-to drink during the day. And then the last but not least, which is definitely not ergonomic, probably ideal, is one of my large lounge chairs, which I find myself sitting in the majority of the day.
That's awesome. Do you work all over your house?
I do. I try to move around, but I do, however, have a 5-year-old that's at home the majority of the time.
I was just going to ask that. How does that work?
Yeah, so I'm typically working from either my master bedroom or one of the other rooms.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is he being schooled now? Is 5 years? Is that school?
He's in pre-K, so but he's been doing Zoom classes. They do them for 30 minutes a day, and it's pretty fun to watch 12 kids interact over Zoom.
On one of my first MarTINY shots, I was talking about watching my nephew, who's a little older, get in with his class on Zoom, and everyone's so excited, and it's like the cutest thing ever, because they just want to show and tell like all the cool things, because they haven't seen each other in so long, right? This human interaction.
Absolutely, there's no question about it. The kids need it just as much.
That's awesome. So I got to ask you some funnier, more personal questions.
Yeah.
Some dirt I might have got on you. So, rumor has it you may have been a little bit of a Justin Timberlake fan in the high school days. Is that true?
I would say that's a fair assessment.
What's your favorite song? Because I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes karaoke a little JT.
You know what? It would have been the NSYNC Holiday CD at the time. And I can't pick a favorite song off of that. They were a lot of fun.
That's a great holiday album.
Exactly.
Were you disappointed? Because I was, I'm not gonna lie, that Justin Timberlake, in the midst of all this craziness, didn't do something super special for May 1st, or it's gonna be May.
You know what? I am surprised.
Like, I swear, I was like, he's gonna come do something huge, because last year I thought he did something.
Agreed. And I love that you love Justin Timberlake too.
I just like people that are all about good times and have fun, and they're authentic people.
Exactly.
So tell me about your first summer job in Lake Tahoe. What were you doing?
Sure. Oh, that was a memory. I was actually such an incredible blessing to be able to live there. I will tell you, when you're in high school and you're taken away from your friends all summer, no matter where you are, you don't quite appreciate it. If I could go back all day long, I would.
You're talking about Tahoe. We didn't say that, right?
Yep, Tahoe.
River rafting? What were you doing?
Yep. So I worked at a river rafting company, and checked people in and out, and helped get them on rafts, and it was fun. It was fun to be outside and again meet people from all over the country.
Probably all over the world. That's like world's most interesting human type stuff right there. Like, did you go rafting a bunch yourself?
I did, and you know what? It was a pretty mellow ride down the river. So it was very leisurely, and I would say that versus my job the next year in Lake Tahoe, sitting at a pool handing out towels, I would have picked that all day long.
Oh, I still haven't done it. I have not done that, and people who are adrenaline junkies says it's top 3 or 5 when it comes to adrenaline rush doing whitewater rafting. So I definitely have to do that.
Yep, that's gonna need to be on your bucket list.
And so one more personal question before we get back into kind of the company and wrapping this up. Talk about, because I've had the pleasure of meeting this person / thing. Talk about Clyde the camel. Because I've met Clyde the camel.
Clyde
I
the
think people
camel.
need to know what you grew up next to really understand the significance of how amazing the animals were that lived next door to you.
Sure, absolutely. So we had a couple acres behind us that were owned by another family in the neighborhood, and actually in Paradise Valley. And we had llamas out there, and we had goats, and we obviously had Clyde the camel. Super special. This camel would hang its head over the wall, and then I can tell you, I remember some times with you and your dear buddies where some of these animals were taken for a ride.
No point. Those are good times.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being like a guest at your house and just sitting there in your backyard and a camel's head literally pops over, which would happen. That's just insane to me.
It was pretty great.
So talk to me as we start wrapping this up. Obviously, people are going through some challenges right now. I am a glass half full type of person, and I know you are too.
Yep.
What's your silver lining in all this? Just share kind of your thoughts to, whoever might be watching this. If it could help one person, that's the goal of this. But what do you see as the silver lining?
Sure. So for myself and what I've really seen for others that we're close to is the staying more closely in touch with family and friends, and particularly from afar. So it's that community aspect, and really reaching out and staying engaged, because we've all been moving so fast, and we're traveling around the country. We're nonstop all day long. We always have our technology in our hands. So that's been certainly a silver lining for me. And then again, the appreciation of life. I'm a huge hugger. So the fact that obviously none of us are hugging now, or We, in terms of sharing meals, a quick trip to the grocery store, the traveling, that we're really going to appreciate even more when we come out of this. And then the other piece is the silver lining too is the uplifting conversations, the power of positivity. Because we have a couple of choices. We can uplift each other and know that, again, to your point here, I love the silver lining piece. And it's looking at our situation, knowing that there's uncertainty and that the world is going through such a tough time, and then finding a way to support each other through it.
And I love that you just said that, because what I think is so unique, I think it's the first time I can remember, at least in my lifetime, where we're literally, as a whole world, in this together. Like, it's not America, it's not a 9/11 thing, it's not a recession thing. It's everyone is ways to change their lives, and we're kind of more self-reflection, and how do you take advantage of this time to be with loved ones? And, you know, unfortunately, not everyone can do that, but I definitely think sometimes the world needs a reset. You know, I'm kind of a universe type of person, and this might be a little bit of a reset. I don't want to get yelled at for anyone talking about how bad business is going, but again, the silver lining is, you know, what we're all in this together, and if we just figure out and be kind to one another.
Yes.
Like, I think that's been so cool, watching people just be kind and loving to one another. Be like, you know, here's my last dollar, here's this, here's that. It's been super cool.
I could not agree more.
So, since you are a successful entrepreneur, to wrap this up, what advice would you give pre-COVID, COVID, post-COVID, whatever that looks like, to entrepreneurs starting their own business, or people that have already going but they need that extra little, what does Jamie do to make her successful? What would you say?
Sure. So obviously, amongst this and all of the uncertainty, and that this really came out of nowhere for everyone, it's really just continue moving forward, keep moving. This is the best time to innovate. This gives you time to be strategic and to pivot in certain areas of your business if needed. And again, it gives you the ability to come out of this even stronger than you were before. Focus on the long term. So that's a big component of that innovation too. And where are you today, and like, where can you be in 3 years, with obviously the intent of staying as balanced and grounded and as in the present as possible, while again having a plan for your company. And then I think the third really important one is, don't hesitate to ask for help. Again, we're all in this together. Lean into your community, lean into your mentors. Like, I would be more than happy to jump on a Zoom call with anyone to brainstorm ideas around business, or personal components. But it really is all about like feeling comfortable raising your hands, because all of us want to be helping each other.
That's what I love about you, Jamie. You're such an amazing leader, and shout out to woman owner. Your business partner is a woman as well. That's so amazing. You're just like, I think, obviously I love the company I'm with. I think it'd be so fun to work with you all and find your influence, and you do such an amazing job. To wrap this up, how can people find you? How can they connect with you?
Sure, absolutely. So you can find me at jamie@findyourinfluence.com, or on LinkedIn. Just reach out and connect with me. And again, my name is Jamie Reardon.
Love it. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Yes, this was a blast. Thank you, Noah.